What's going on, you Dead Set Legends, and welcome to the greatest sporting podcast that you never asked for. This is unfiltered. This is uncut. This shit is raw. It's going to be fantastic. Just a couple of sporting flogs getting together and having a yarn, and we're going to talk about the topics that you guys are afraid of. My name is Jake Ward. I am a professional sports commentator and have traveled the world being able to commentate some sports. And I thought, why not get myself a proper tag team partner, a bloke in the sporting world that I've known for a long time that doesn't pull any punches. He's represented Victoria in the Sheffield Shield. He was this close to playing for the Australians. He played a couple of games in the Big Bash when it opened up in the Renegades. I'm talking about my man, Jayde Hector Herrick. Mate, the sporting flogs. It's a couple of flogs and we're ready to go.
Yo! Yes, we are, mate. The two boys from Cranbourne that have travelled the world. Who would have thought?
Not our teachers.
Nah, I was guaranteed to lose and be a bum under a cardboard box, I thought.
Yeah, and now look at us, hey? It's been brilliant, but we thought we'd team up because we've just had enough of the fence sitters, haven't we? It's everyone just there's a discussion, and one's really pissed me off, and then discussions, and everyone's like, what about this and what about that, playing devil's advocate and just making sure they don't get cancelled. So I thought, Jayde, if I know anyone that doesn't mind getting fired up talking about sports, it's you.
That's it, mate. Look, we spoke the other day about this, and mate, one of the ones that gets me the most is Ricky Ponting, punter. He used to headbutt blokes. He used to get in punch-ons at the Greyhound racing, at pubs, at all sorts of things. He used to abuse every single bloke on a cricket field. Yet he gets up in the box. He's like, yeah, look at their technique, and this is great. And, oh, yeah, look at him go. Fuck up, mate. Let's rip in. Like, where's Punter gone? He had a nickname Punter, and now it's gone. And, listen to those guys all the time. It's a fucking nightmare. Let's just rip in, mate. Just tell them how it is.
Mate, I think when Punter signs, $500,000 a year with Channel 7, I think he's got to pull his P's and Q's there. But that's not even the thing that's bothered me. You know what's pissed me right off? It's Usman Khawaja. Now, I'll ask you in a minute if you've played with him, if you've played against him, but he came out for those watching and he retired. And he started off nicely for about 7 or 8 minutes. And he's like, love me cricket and things like that. Then bang, pulled out the race card like quicker than like he had a winning bet at the TAB. And just, oh my God, a platform that he had for 14, 15 years, 88 tests, millions of dollars. And then when they tapped him on the shoulder and said, Uzi, it's off-ski, mate, time to play, a bit of Big Bash or IPL, he just came out and went whack, called everyone racist.
Fucking nightmare, mate, to be honest. I could not believe it. To sit there in front of everyone and blatantly lie, calling your teammates, broadcasters, Cricket Australia, everyone racist for so many years. Old Mr. Oppressed, race card bloody Usman Khawaja with his $5 million beach race and playing nearly 100 test matches. Yeah. Mate, what if he wasn't oppressed through racism? What he would have played 250? Would he? Like, what are we talking about here? Absolute bullshit.
Oh, mate, he lived 10 minutes from the SDG, and just and I think the thing that got me now anyone that has experienced actual racism, we don't call for that shit. I've travelled around the world. I never see colour. I see athletes. You played cricket all over the world. You've never seen colour. You've just seen athletes. The only colours we like are the colour jerseys that we're wearing. But to go on and bang on like, playing golf and the critics and the old players are against me. Usually it only goes for about 2 days, but they'll going at me for about 5 days. And I usually cop this racial stuff, all the time. Mate, you're playing golf and hurt your back.
Mate, the dumb flog went the day before a test match and played a game of golf and injured his back. He couldn't bat He couldn't open the batting and bat properly in that first inning of the Test match. Of course, everyone's going to rip in you, mate. You're there getting paid millions of dollars to play cricket. Instead, you're out with your mates playing flog ball, hitting some balls around. You tweak your back because he's near on 40 and he's in a wheelchair. And then he rips into everyone playing the oppression and race stuff, mate. It had nothing to do with it. It just had to do with him being a dumb dickhead.
Yeah, it was. I was watching it and I gave it that Leonardo DiCaprio bloody meme. Like, sorry, rewind that back. Oh, but usually we cop it for 2 days, but I copped it for 5 days because I'm coloured. No, 2 things, mate. First of all, shut your mouth. You're lying. Second, well, Test matches have been only going for 2 days. So what else are we going to talk about? One of Australia's great batsmen played shit in an innings, and we want to figure out why. And it's like, you went and played golf the day before. Do you think it's sour grapes that he was tapped on the shoulder and told to go?
I think so, mate. Well, he's played the last couple of years, mate. He's averaged 33 or something like that. The batting curve, you start to dip at around 30. Everyone starts, even the elites, they start to, at 30 mark, you do start to decrease. They say that's your prime, but it's actually not. It is for a fast bowler, but not for batting. So he's been on the decline for quite a while. The guy's 39 years of age. Of course he was going to get moved on. If we had any batters making over 10 runs in Shield cricket or in the Aussie team, he wouldn't have even been there. So he's been tapped on the shoulder and then just starts playing all sorts. Sorry you lived in $1 million 2-bedroom apartment 10 minutes from the SCG while all the other 18-year-olds were living out in fucking western suburbs, mate, sitting in 4 hours of traffic to get to the SCG to train on about $8 a day. Like, fucking get out of it, mate.
Oh, what was your initial first thoughts? Because I saw that you whipped out a tweet and you might have whipped it out or you were thinking about it, just saying, great career.
The tweet or something else. Just whipped it out.
And then he just starts, but he banged on for a good 7-8 minutes as well. He went hard in the paint. What was your first thoughts when you started hearing was it, here we go.
Mate, I played 4 or 5 games against him and I hated him. I thought he's entitled. I thought he's an absolute wanker. I never really liked him, but geez, he could play. Like, he had serious talent. Like, there's no denying that. So then when he's come out and retiring, I've gone, righto, I'm going to be the bigger man here. I'll just write something pretty cool. He's played a lot of tests, made a lot of runs, and said, never got on with you much, mate, but congrats, what a career. And then I started watching it, and I'm not one to delete my posts, so I didn't. But far out did I want to burn the house down when I heard the utter bullshit that he was talking about and the blatant lying, mate. Like, when they won World Cup finals and World Cricket finals and all this sort of stuff, they started champagne celebrations, and some of the leaders like Cummins and that shut it down. Bring Uzi back in, bring him back in. We need him in the celebration. Mate, if you're pushed out of a squad for racism and racism running rife in a team, people aren't doing that for you. That's the thing that I can't get, mate. I know a lot of the guys that are in the squad. I've played against most of them, and none of them are racist. So I don't know where he thinks these racist guys are coming from, because I know the guys that are reporting it, Gilly had to come out and stand up for himself because he was one of the guys that's being racist talking about this bullshit. They're not racist. They've played with and against the Indians and South Africa, everyone for years, mate. Like, they're not, but it's having played in IPLs and every team around the world, they've literally played and had teammates from every single country and never, ever been called racist once. Yet for Uzi, every man and his dog's now racist in Australia. And because we have only had, a certain amount of dark-skinned people playing cricket, we're the issue. Where, Pakistan, my loyal Pakistan, and I love Pakistan, have had 5 in the whole entire time. And it's sort of like, well, I don't understand why it's great for them, but it's shocking for us. Like, I don't know where he's coming from. And all I can think is this is political, and that he's just trying to get into something after cricket. Because why else would you be so fucking stupid? Yeah.
I love how it's like, I was treated differently. And then I was singing the champagne celebrations. And then I was also thinking they allowed him not to wear the VB logo because of his. So they really pampered for him.
And that would have been tough. Like VB would have been dirty as that would have happened. Like we had the same thing, mate. We had Fawad Ahmed from Pakistan. He got kicked out of his country because they were going to kill him because he was teaching women and children to read and write. So like he was a genuine legend. Kicked out. He turned up in his whites, knocked on the security door at the MCG while we're training. Goes, "Can I have a bowl?" And they've gone, "Piss off, idiot." Come back for like 4 weeks, just every day, never left. To the point where they've gone, "Yeah, bring him in and let him bowl." And he would just sit in the synthetic nets on his own, just bowl and spin. No one batting. Just kept bowling. And gone, "Fuck, this guy's pretty good." Mate, within a week after that, he's playing second level cricket. 4 weeks after, he's playing for the Vicks. And about 6 months later, he's playing for Australia. Yet we're all racist and repression to Pakistan. He's like, "Oh, I didn't see it. Fawad was a legend." And we did the same. When we celebrated, we were careful and had to do certain things with dousing each other in beers and things like that when you won a Shield game. But I think not just the team, but the whole organisation has bent over backwards for him. And it's the whole thing seemed like an absolute disgusting joke.
Yeah. And I'm glad, like I did a little bit of reading on social media and things like that. And I'm just glad the majority of comments were just like not putting up with it. That's rubbish. Like, first of all, if it was genuinely happening throughout your career, why weren't you saying it then? 40 tests in, 50 tests in. Why weren't you saying it back then?
If this was happening his whole career, mate, he would have had a career like Brad Hodge. Play half a dozen games, average 60, make 200 not out and never play again. Like that's the sort of thing. Like that's what I don't understand, how, he's played for Australia for 18 years or something like that, or going on 18 years around that time frame. So I just don't get it. I haven't seen it. I've known him since he first started playing for New South Wales, and I've never seen it on the field. I've never seen it off the field. I've never seen it on the TV. So I don't know where this thing's happening and how it hasn't been stamped out. And I know blokes like Justin Langer and things like that, they're some of the most honest people around, and they're the blokes that will chin you if you said something stupid. And if someone was saying anything racial to him in the sheds, they would have got chinned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And especially like dealing with other sports, I have seen it firsthand. But you just never hear of it in cricket.
It's definitely around, mate. It's around. Look, I've seen plenty of it in my time. I saw a lot of it in England, to be honest, around village cricket and things like that. There's a lot of Indian and Pakistani community around there, and people were pretty average with what they sort of said on the field at times and things like that. Pretty similar to some of the keyboard warriors on Twitter and that sort of stuff that you see. Like they don't really pull any punches and don't really care too much. And look, I've never stood for racism, mate. Like some of my best friends have been, African American, Indian, a lot of Sri Lankans and stuff. Like I literally grew up playing cricket with Sri Lankans, playing in Dandenong. Now half the cricketers in Australia these days are some form of Asian ethnicity. So, it is around, but you don't see it a great deal. And so I just think if people aren't seeing it, people aren't hearing it. Like, so how or where has it happened?
Yeah. But Uzi, mate, answer us.
Uzi, mate, fuck off.
Yeah, seriously, go step on Lego barefoot. You played golf, you did your back, and you copped it. Like,
that's a problem. That's a problem with cricket at the moment, mate. They've gone on about so many different things recently. The accountability in just social economics these days, not even just cricket, but there's no accountability. No one can cop one on the chin and say, "Yeah, I fucked up. Sorry, mate. Yeah, I did. What a dickhead." That's it. And I just think he had a platform to really sit up there. And like you said, the first sort of 5 or 6 minutes weren't bad. He had a chance to really say some pretty cool shit about a pretty awesome career and what he's done, and to play multiple different race cards and my white wife and, just dumb shit. Like you don't need to say shit like that. And all it's done is put half the cricket population off him completely. They're already teetering on an edge because of some of the other shit he said in the past. And I just think it was just stupid. You had a chance to go out on a real high as one of the upper echelon players of an entire country here, and you just fucking dropped the ball.
And just kind of spat in the face of people that brought you to the big dance. And
mate, they're the ones who pay the bills.
When you got dropped and...
people going to the game, buying beers, buying hot dogs, sitting at home, watching on the telly for the TV rights and stuff. They're the people watching it. And I just think to sort of spit on people like that. And I just felt the whole thing was pretty rank, to be honest.
Yeah, it definitely was. And for me, Uzi, not going to lie, SCG test coming up, and I hope you get clean bowled first ball. I just hope.
I'm hoping for a real flat beamer straight in the penis. Starkey, sort it out. Tell the other boys to rip in, will you?
It would have to get right in there. Speaking of right in the penis, we'll move over to the AFL. Well, you just go out, win back-to-back flags, captain of the strongest football club in the land, and then just decide I just might have back-to-back wives. Lachie Neale, what are you doing? What are you doing, son? Oh, wow. For those watching and don't know, Lachie Neale, premiership captain, Brownlow medalist. I think he's got a couple of them, actually. Just decided he loves his wife so much that he'll get the best friend involved.
Well, didn't even get her involved. Just decided to go it alone, didn't he? He didn't even play. He didn't even play that card, which might have got him off the hook a bit. But I find it really difficult to have someone that's captaining the best club in the competition, winning multiple flags, with the history we've had around old King Carey and what he did back in the day. I don't understand how you think that you're just going to get away with it, and that's a thing that you do. Like the obviously the invincibility cloak wore off him, and he just thought he was a bit better than or a bit bigger than he was, and just threw his penis in the wrong spot.
Wow, he stepped down from the captaincy. And first thing, and this is for all you future footballers that are going to cheat on your wives, I hate the term. Just want to work it. Find the best version of myself. Just want to work on the best version of myself. Isn't that the token thing when you've been busted? It's just I'm gonna step down from the captaincy. I just want to work on the best version of myself. No, mate, no. Come up with something different. Don't go on ChatGPT, Locky Neale, and just go, got caught shagging my wife's best friend. How do I approach the public? Boom.
They literally go from walking around with their chest out, Mr. Bravado, to getting caught, take off their tidy whities, and they're waving them around with their fucking balls still in them, aren't they? Like, mate, why do it in the first place if you're not going to have some balls about it? I just think, mate, to be honest, when I was young and playing cricket and traveling around so much and going to places that we were going to, I didn't want to have a partner. Like, why would I do that? Because you're in so many situations that you're just going to do the wrong thing. So I thought, let's just be a single bloke and worry about it when cricket starts to slow down and finish. And it worked out pretty well for me. I wasn't knocking on my wife's best mate's door and at 4 o'clock in the morning and throwing the sausage down the hallway, was I?
Whoa, I just thought, bloody hell. And Lachie Neale, he just has such a clean cut look, well respected. And I do think when you're talking about the invisibility cloak, I think it's that. So everyone that's watching from around the world, in Australia, our Aussie Rules footballers are just on another level. They're the rock stars. They're the Hollywood actors of people in Australia. They can almost get away with everything. And that's what I think's happened. I think he's gone back-to-back flags, couple of Brownlow medals, and just thinks, I think I'm a bit more important to society. I might go is it the Amish? Do they have a couple of wives? Whatever that.
I'm not sure they do. They got a couple of donkeys and a Clydesdale. I'm not sure about a couple of wives, but mate, the thing that I get, it's people don't really understand. I said a few times in a few posts. I don't know. Does his team now? Obviously, he stood down as captain. Do they look at this and they high five and go, yeah, what a legend, doing your thing, birds this, birds that? Or do they look at it and go, mate, that's pretty shit? And like, does he lose some trust in the squad? Like, I know it wasn't a mate's missus from the squad, but like, it's pretty shit. Like, if his wife and his best mate can't trust him, so then why can you put your faith behind him? Leading you on the footy field. I know people don't look at it like that, but I do as a sportsman, because having been someone that's travelled the world living out of a suitcase, the only guy you've got at the time is the guy in the room next to you, and if he's dogging you or a bit of a dog, then you don't really approach things the same way, do you?
Yeah, not the cheating on the wife, but a similar situation happened to a mate of mine. He lives in the States now. Yeah, won't go too much into it, but yeah, when you are on the road all the time, yeah, you got to turn to the bloke you're sharing a room with and go, "Can I trust you?" I think it'll go in different levels. I think the 18, 19-year-olds will hit him up running a lap, and they'll find out where he went wrong, so they don't go wrong, right? Yeah. I think they'll do that. Yeah, your mid-20s to probably your early 30s will just look at him in a different light. He's still the champion footballer. He's still the dual Brownlow medalist. And then I think there's some of the older blokes, 35, 35 onwards, early 30s, will probably just put the hand on the shoulder and just go, yeah, you bricked it, mate.
Well, yeah. Mate, that's it. Like when I come along, blokes like Dodgeball, Brad Hodge, and that were finishing up their careers, and I just saw them as these invincible champions. And if that was them, like Locky Neale, they're both similar levels, obviously in different sports. Mate, you wouldn't look at them the same, because you see him as like this perfect specimen, this invincible dude that's just like on a different level, punter. All these guys playing in the Australian team, you just look at him, you're like, holy shit, these guys aren't even human half the time. And Hodgie was the epitome of that. And yeah, I just don't know. I don't know how you'd see them, day to day, if you just look at them completely different, if they'd really lose that sheen. Those are the guys when you walk down to the field, mate, that you could run through a brick wall if they were with you.
Yeah, he was the one that literally came on as the sub at halftime of the footy. You know what I mean? Sacrifice. It got through that calf injury. And you're like, man, if he's getting through this calf injury, I'm going to jump off the bolty for this bloke.
And he turned it on too.
yeah, he almost bloody won the Norm Smith. But now, when I'm at a footy function, I'm just squeezing my wife's hand a bit tighter when he walks past.
Stand outside the toilet door.
Yeah. And my wife is beautiful as well. So I know everyone would be throwing themselves at her. So then what I think, I'm not much of a rule maker. I'm not, but I will. I'm the AFL CEO right now. If you are playing AFL football, you can't get married until you're 35.
Well, I was thinking they could go the other way with the rule, and everyone could have to wear like a steel chastity belt from the 1400s. Every time that hot bird walks past, you hear tink.
Definitely. They did. Well, both of these two were married, so it didn't really stop them, did it?
No, it definitely did.
Just dumb. It was just dumb.
It was dumb.
There's no way else to put it. I'm very happily married. I travel the world for sport, and it is no problem for me to remove myself in this. I was literally in Las Vegas for WrestleMania. Mate had the penthouse suite, and then when it was ready to kick off to another level, I just went, I'm known as that guy.
I'm good.
See, guys, I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to go ring my wife, have a shower, and maybe watch some Netflix or things like that. I'm just, that'll do for me. So, what is that?
I've never heard of it.
I don't know.
It's not on the social media ban list, so it can't be too bad.
I'll have to. Let me just make a note of that. I'll look that up after the show. Would you? PAWNHUB. Okay, got it. Beautiful. And it's just, so then two things for me is like one, and you put the Locky Neale hat on first. first day, not the media, not the speech. First day of pre-season or the next training session after you've been busted. What do you do if you're Lachie Neale?
Yeah, I don't know. I've actually thought about this. Like, I'm probably the sort of guy that would have just put my head down, ripped into training, and trained the house down. The whole lead by example type sort of thing, and just not let it be anything. Try to let it wash off your back from the squad, so that you don't actually bring it in, so it doesn't become a team thing. So it becomes just a sole thing that it's just you. But this day and age, people like to have their balls coddled and, pat each other on the butt and, sorry, boys, I stuffed up. What have I done? Where I don't really think personally that's needed. He's obviously been saying a lot behind closed doors to a couple of birds. So, and he's had to front the media. So, look, I don't know. I don't think it's really hurt the team. But I think if you start to bring it in like that, you make it a bigger thing for the team, where I think just trying to keep it separate, I would have. But it comes down to, mate, the CEO or the general manager or whatever, Brizzy would have knocked on his door and said, hey, dickhead, get in here and talk some shit because you're fucked up.
Yeah, and I'm with you. Just train the house there. Don't talk. Like, if you're a yapper and a leader and pointer and director, pull that in. No one's going to listen to you. At least for the first.
You're a first day rookie, and you've got to go out there and prove yourself again.
That's right. But if you are everyone else in the sporting world, and you love playing Super Coach, you make him your captain. He will have one of the best pre-seasons and could be a lock for another Brownlow medal. I mean,
if you don't captain him in the first round, you're an absolute dickhead because he's going to get 800 points.
Oh yeah, he will get minimum 107 possessions. 107 possessions. And
if they've changed tackles this year to a higher number, he will get 48 tackles in the first game, just trying to make up for all this shit.
Yeah, he will win me enough Supercoach points where I don't have to play for the rest of the year.
just pick one player and captain him, and don't have anyone else in your team. You'll win the first round.
yeah, I'll have like 15,000 points and get in there. Bloody hell! Speaking about other people that are, this one for me is 50-50, and it happened on my birthday. Did you watch the Jake Paul fight?
I didn't watch the fight because a couple of the recent fights, I got pretty excited for the Mike Tyson one, and Mike Tyson pretended to be a 6 million-year-old robot and pull punches and all sorts of stuff. So I didn't go into watching this one, but I did watch all the replays. I was very intrigued, so I did rewatch it back because Anthony Joshua is no joke. He's not a 6-year-old Mike Tyson. He's a very large, fit bloke, and he's got proper fists on him. And I wanted to see. I heard that it was a knockout, and I wanted to see were they legit, and they weren't. They weren't. I think that was the most planned knockout ever. When one bloke drops his hands with a nod and the other guy's smiling at him and things like that, and he throws a straight right down the channel. Because I know, mate, for half the fight he was kneeling down trying to suck Joshua's penis. So I don't know. I don't know why all of a sudden he stood in front of him for 30 seconds nodding and just waiting for it.
I don't know if it was planned. I think once again Jake Paul drank too much of his own bathwater, and rightly so. I think he drank too much of his bathwater. And then I think Anthony Joshua was like, "Oh my God, I'm boxing with a bloke like a guide like this, like where we see boxing targets like this small. Anthony Joshua would have been seeing massive holes like this. So I reckon he was just like, I cannot believe this is happening. How easy is this? Bang, $70 million, and I have the whole world loving me because I've just broken his jaw."
Yeah, look, I think he would have been pretty happy with the fight, knowing that it was going to end up that way regardless. Look, at the end of the day, Paul's about money, mate. He's scammed crypto, he's scammed Pokemon cards, he scams everyone. He's been throwing fixed fights for ages, been banned a couple of times, suspended a few times. So I think anything money related, he was going to have a crack. And I think people realised that this one was going to be something, that it wasn't just going to be a farcical event, and that he was in proper trouble. And look, watching the replays, mate, I know myself that if you get in a fight and someone puts their best one on your chin and you walk through it with a smile, you know the fight's not going to go real well for the other bloke. And there was one point where Paul's thrown a big overhand right and it's hit Joshua and he didn't even shake him. He just stepped through and I'm like, oh, this could end real well here. And then just straight down the channel and off she goes. Did you see him open his mouth? And the Z shape that he had in his teeth was pretty awesome.
It was, for me, I'm just like, you know what, Jake Paul, go make your bread. You've done well. From your Vine days, your YouTube pranks. You know what? Good on you. You've made millions of dollars. And now I guarantee 80% of, we'll call them fight fans, could not name 5 boxers. They could name Jake Paul. Like, that's how big his name is. But if you told him to name 5 other current, you just looked up in the air because you tried to count more boxers.
I don't know many because most of the ones I do know have recently retired, like a Joshua and Fury and all those sorts of guys. Canelo, none of them are fighting properly. So I probably couldn't name 5 professional fighters that are actually genuinely boxing these days, not just these exhibitions. But and I am a fighting fan. I've watched it forever. But one of the things afterwards is he's like, oh, I'm going to be back in the ring in 3 months and Canelo this and fucking you there, or we're all going to be fighting. But mate, with 2 titanium plates in your jaw, I don't know any boxing any boxing federation that's going to allow him to go back in the ring. He's pretty much made of adamantium. He's half Wolverine.
Nah, I reckon every boxing federation will let him in because they'll want a slice of that Jake Paul pie. And I think what Jake Paul did, because I saw that, broken jaw, giving it the whatnot, and I was just like, this is brilliant because the whole world was dying for him to see him get knocked out, to see him have his jaw broken. And they do. And what they were hoping for was the humbling, there's levels to boxing. Maybe I should not worry about a world ranking and start making my way up and taking on actual boxers, not, Ben Askren that's coming out of fighting and can barely walk, or Nate Robinson, the bloody basketballer. Maybe I should try and fight boxers. Instead, he just went, yeah, I'll be back. I'll fuck you all. Who do you want? I'll get you. I'm coming.
Well, that's the thing as well. Like, he was fighting heavyweights way out of his, mate. The bloke that was built like Adonis, who fought, 6-year-old alcoholics from the local pub that hadn't been boxed before, Sonny Bill Williams. He was, not making enough money doing it, because he didn't go the Jake Paul route, calling out the big dogs and going for the big cash. He was calling out Jim Jeffries, who's, just walked off the show and had 6 pints of beer and come and fight me. Mate, it was just a joke. Some of, all of the ones in Australia that have tried to do it have just fought. It's been farcical, the people that they're fighting. Oh, so he has done well. He has done well.
Oh, absolutely. So do you think boxing's done?
I think boxing, as we know it, is done, like from what we grew up with. I think once they started to go away from the 2 or 3 federations, from the unified belts to, there's about 18 of them now, and these states fight like this and this state fight like that. I don't think any of that's really going to work. And I think the crowds and the money have all been in these exhibition matches, haven't they? Like you just asked me, I can't name 5 guys at the moment. Yeah, I can name heaps in the UFC because I like the UFC and I follow it more. But boxing these days, besides, even the zoo fights and things like that, half the time you don't know who they are. They come out of this division into that division. To unify the belts, you'd need 16 belts.
Yeah. Oh,
it's just not there, mate. And I think the promoters and all these federations, and rather than having a bit more unification around the world, it's just crippled it where Jake Paul's unification is just him, isn't it? I'm just going to promote. I'm going to get all my fans. I'm going to get Netflix, and I'm going to get all the biggest boxers to fight me. And I'm going to watch something with Mike Tyson or Joshua or Fury or someone like that, rather than old mate from Thailand fighting someone from freaking Poland who we've never heard of.
And I'm down that road. My last few boxing fights over the last few years, one of them was Eddie Hall, the Thorn Bjornsson. I've watched the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight, and I like boxing. I love all sports, hence why I'm a flog. But it's the one thing I do like that Jake Paul's done for us is we're not paying $70 for the pay-per-view.
I think that was a big thing too. Yeah, we stopped paying for it once it started to. I grew up watching all the Costa Zoo fights. We used to get them all the time. Used to love watching him, Oscar De La Hoya's, all those guys. It was just brilliant. So yeah, I was never going to pay $100 to to watch these fights. So now that it is live streamed on Netflix, if you're around, you're going to watch it. So the accessibility is there. I just think that he's in the same level as Usman Khawaja and a complete flog. I just can't stand the guy.
There's a good doco on Jake Paul on Netflix. I watched it. So although he is a bit of a knob, this changed a little bit for me. And I'm that annoying bloke where if someone really hates someone, like if the whole world really hates someone, I'll take a liking to them. Or a big portion of people, I'll take a liking to them. And I'm like, you know what? Piss these people off. They're eating their fried chicken on the couch going, oh, I'd fucking take him. He's in the gym. He's putting it in. But, yeah, boxing's in a weird spot. But all sports will go through that. They'll go through their influencer, to get new eyes on the sport. I'm a part of arm wrestling. We're doing that. Eddie Hall, Brian Shaw. We've been able to. We just had a bloke from Game of Thrones, Kenny Johnson. He's jumped into arm wrestling. So every sport does it. You look now at the Legends game. I got to commentate some of the Legends game just quickly. But you had, Dan Gorringe did play a little bit of AFL, but Prime Train were jumped on the Legends. They and if they do more of those, you'll see more of this influencer type thing come in. And I think a lot of sports need to do it.
Yeah, I think a lot of sports, cricket's a good one at the moment. We've seen the IPL and the BBL do really well initially. The IPL just purely from a money standpoint. The BBL was fun, not too many games, was spaced out, good crowds and things like that, which I think they've kind of taken away from it. But now you're seeing 65 leagues around the world with hardly any money in it. And I think boxing's in that same spot where if they actually sat down, got the people to sign proper contracts, brought the money and the unification together back to just two federations or one federation overseeing it all, you can actually bring it back together. And I think that's the same with cricket, no one really works together. And the ICC does jack shit. These Cricket Australia's a business. If it doesn't go for more than 2 days, we'll lose $1 million. Fuck this, fuck that. They couldn't give a shit. That's not the ICC out there. And I think it's the same with cricket, where if they actually worked on the scheduling, had just a couple of T20 comps around the world and structured it better with better prize money and things like that. Because I don't even watch a BBL. It's become like boxing for me, where I look at it and I go, who are these blokes?
Yeah,
where are the good guys? Where's
and it's on every
where's AB
day
de Villiers
well.
and Faf du Plessis and all these guys used to play. Shane Warne used to play. Used to have Australian players playing. I was playing Marlon Samuels, Faf. All these guys, Joss Butler, like the best players around the world at the time. Where I turn it on and watch it, and I go, fuck, I'm 41. I reckon I could go out there and play this. Half the time.
Come back, Jayde. Come back.
You know what I mean, though? Normally when you retire, you feel like you're done and you're past it and that. But I sort of look at the BBL and I feel like it's come back 2 or 3 cogs from where it was. One of our first series. We had Shahid Afridi and Mutai Muralitharan playing, bowling their spinners. We had Tatey, Nanas, Harwood, blokes were bowling 160, got the best spinners in the world. You got Finchy whacking sixes left, right, and centre. All these guys coming out, and it was the pinnacle. Hence why you were getting 70,000 people watching most of the games. Where you play more games over a long period like they are now, and the good players don't come for $30 a game, mate. It's not. Yeah. Why would they?
Yeah, well, that's why they're trying to do like the baseball. They're trying to do the celebrity first ball now. I've been seeing.
Yeah, and it's just ruining it, mate. I think T20's been a negative on cricket as a whole with Test cricket, which we've seen recently with a lot of stuff. I like that it was sort of monetized and it allowed some players to, like fringe players like me, to actually get paid a little bit more, for breaking your back and not getting a lot. But I don't think it's helped cricket as a whole. And the more that they do that sort of shit, I think it makes it even worse.
There you go. We'll have to dive into that another time, but we will dive into, because the other day I happened to see one of your tweets and you were bloody arguing with Jason Gillespie, and it was funny because it was the first time, when you watch sport and you say something, oh, they should do this. And then like the commentator will say it. And then you're like, oh, you get a bit of a head wobble. I had that reading yours because I was watching the 2 days of the Melbourne Test and everyone was banging on about the pitch. And I'm like, I just think the cricketers are shit. Like, in all due respect, I think they're just swinging for the hills playing it like a one-day game. And then I thought, oh, no, okay, it must be the pitch. Everyone's banging on about it. And then you're there arguing and you were saying it's not the pitch. Stop blaming the pitch.
Mate, the debacle that happened in Melbourne was an absolute shit fight. And I was happy to get on X and Twitter and just bake people. The amount of bullshit and that was just going on with a flat pitch. But yes, it had a green tinge to it. Fucking get over it, mate. Oh, it was 10 mil, not 8 mil. Fuck me, you wouldn't even know to look at it, mate. What can you tell 2 mil by the eye, can you? You're not a fucking herbologist. Yeah. Stop smoking grass on your couch, mate. You don't know shit. And the best part about it was, mate, I kept going on and they kept bringing up the junction, because Shield Cricket, the Vics play a lot at the junction these days. Oh, yeah, it's just like the junction. That's why all the first-class cricketers average 35. No, they don't. They're shit. It's got nothing to do with the fucking pitch. How would you know? I said, well, I played for St Kilda, played 50 games at Junction. I've played 30 games at the G, so I reckon I've got a fair fucking idea on how the pitch is, don't I? You fucking spanners. How many games have you played? You keyboard warrior.
There was no pay. They're averaging 5 and over, and like, well, that's what you get in a one-day game, and they're just swinging at everything, trying to relive that Travis Head glory from the test before when he just came out and when he opened the batting and knocked everyone around the park. And then I was just like, it can't be the pitch. And these are the best cricketers in the world. So why aren't they adjusting?
And the thing that I don't get, the people that were arguing with him are my age or older. And I'm like, have you seen Fred Flintoff or any of his highlights? He's swinging the new ball around corners. He's seaming it a mile. Then the old ball is reverse swinging it, banana bending it. You're telling me that this pitch is horrendous. The ICC is giving it unsatisfactory. Like, suck my balls. It's unsatisfactory. Fuck off. And I kept saying to everyone, just show me one ball that was unplayable, unsafe, or did something that a normal pitch wouldn't do. They couldn't show me one wicket out of 35 wickets or whatever happened in 2 days. Like, fucking spare me.
So how is it for those that aren't into it? How is a ball unplayable?
I've played on pitch. We played down at Hobart at Bellerive, and they just redid their whole square. We were the first game to play. We went out there. James Pattinson bowled a bouncer first ball that rolled and hit the base of the stumps. Like, that's an unplayable ball. That's not normal.
There we go. That's what I was thinking.
You go forward to one that's going to be knee roll at the top of the stumps, and you end up playing it head high. Yeah, that sort of stuff is unsafe. And then unplayable balls is when when you go to play a ball, you leave it, eighth stump, and it seams a foot and a half and hits the top of the leg, and you go, mate, that's not normal. People were saying, oh, yeah, but there was seam deviation of this many centimeters. That's normal, mate. It's a brand new ball on a first day pitch. Like, it's not supposed to go straight. It's not a barren BBL wicket that they're going to make 260 in 20 overs. It's a test match. The first 2 days are supposed to do a bit for the seamers. The next day and a half is supposed to flatten out. And then the last day and a half is supposed to get some swing and, reverse swing and some spin, and it gets harder to bat on. So it's hard to bat at the first day. It's hard to bat on the last day. And in between, the pitch is supposed to vary. The one at Melbourne, just the ball went straight up and down, seemed a little bit in, a little bit out. Mate, it was nothing. Like Steve Smith got a nice ball that seamed back in. He tried to hit it in the 58th tier of the fucking Great Southern Stand. Like, mate, just stand there and block it. Like, we're 3 for nothing. Like, why are we trying to smack the shit out of the ball? And Cam Green's leaving straight balls on the stumps, and everyone's going, oh, fuck, see how much that did. No, it didn't. It went straight, mate. Like, what do you mean? You got fucking... It's like Happy Gilmore said to his caddy. He said, what do you think it's going to do? It's going to go a little bit left. And he said, that's because you got one fucking shoe on. Yeah. Like, you got eyeballs? What are you watching here? We're watching a different game.
Oh, mate, when I was reading your tweets, I gave it the old, hey, maybe I do know a bit more about cricket than what I actually think. It was just, once again, you mentioned a word earlier, and I think it's gone in all sports, and that's accountability. And there was probably one bloke that has it, and the bloke that takes care of the pitch at the MCG, front of the media, and he didn't leave until the last reporter finished their question. He was great. Whoever that bloke is, someone get him a beer. He went, right, you want to talk about the pitch? Let's go. Fire away, and I'll tell you how you were wrong.
It's 100%. And that's the thing. Like the English play this baseball, mate. You know, they go out and they just try to score, and they don't play for draws anymore. They just try for results. That's great. But by doing that, there's no accountability because they go, oh, no, we're playing baseball, so it doesn't matter. Well, fuck off, mate. Like in this, the Sydney Test, it's just on now. We see Ben Duckett's gone out there because he refuses to leave a ball. That's his mindset.
Yeah.
Oh, I won't leave a ball.
He's a front yard cricketer.
Stark bowls an outswing on 7th stump, and he tries to play with an angled bat and defend it miles away from his body and nicks it. Like, what the fuck are you doing, mate? Even if you hit that in the middle of your bat, you don't even get a single. So what are you doing? Where, you know, like Chris Rogers and these guys who average 50, you know, first-class cricket, 45 for Australia, they used to go out. Tubby Taylor made a career in it. Just go out and go, mate, if I'm 20 at lunch, well, the team's going to make 320 today.
Yeah.
Because we're none for 50, none for 80, one for 100, you know, that sort of stuff. And, you know, I started to struggle watching cricket when Davey Warner was, you know, making 100. He's on 120 at lunch at the G on the first day. Like, what sort of wicket are we playing on here, mate? That's not cricket. So I think because we've had such a period of time with the BBL and some of these wickets in Australia where they've just been conducive just to batting and nothing else, then we've just got used to making 350 in a day. And if you don't make 350 in a day, you're shit. But if you looked at the first day at the G and you put both teams together, they still made, I think, 280 runs for the day. And our thing that we had at Victoria, when we played at the G, if you batted first on a tough wicket, which it always was tough on the first day at the G, if you made 280, 90% of the time was either a win for you or a draw. Only 10% of the time you lost. So you worked your ass off to make 280. Those guys went out and they went, fuck that. It's a bit green. It could do a bit. We're going to try to make 400 in half an hour.
Yeah.
Just bat, mate. Just learn how to bat, you dickheads.
Yeah. Just take your time. I tell you, poor. It is, mate. We could bang on about this all time, but we have gone just shy over 45 minutes. So what I do, I need this show could go on for another hour, or we can wrap it up in 1 minute, depending on how you answer this question and answer it wisely. Is LeBron James the GOAT of basketball?
No.
Good. That's how you end the show. And I will tell you next episode on why he is a genuine flog. He has just been ridiculous. It's Michael Jordan, and then there's not even a close second. It is madness.
Daylight.
Oh, it's ridiculous. If he was at the Olympics, he'd be the only bloke on the podium when it comes to the best basketballers ever, bar none. But that is it, guys. That is the first episode of the Sporting Flogs. We're going to get all the social medias pumping. We've got an X account, which we will put in the link to the description. I tell you, go follow my mate Jayde Herrick on the old X. He doesn't mind getting into an argument, which we're going to bring on the show. So make sure you do everything. Support us. And if you've got a topic or you need someone under the pump, or there's a situation that's going on in sport that no one is talking about, we'll talk about it here. Jayde, I'll give you the final words. I think Usman Khawaja should go punch himself in the balls. What's your final word?
2 golden ducks and a ruptured penis is what I'm going for this game. So if we could just make that happen, Uzi, get fucked.